Bonjour tout le monde. I've gotten the impression lately that there's been some misunderstandings in terms of where to go for your assignments, what needs to be completed, etc. So I figured that it might be a good idea to make a video. I've sent out some emails with screenshots to kind of show you where to find things before, but I thought maybe a video would be more efficient. So when you open up Schoology, this is our main page of Schoology, remember, the most important thing is to go to the This Week folder. That is going to tell you what we are doing this week. When you open that up, you see the slides. And hopefully you know this by now, but just in case, the slides are the most important thing on Schoology. They're going to tell you exactly what to do each day. Before we open those up, though, I wanted to mention the checklist. For the last few weeks, I've been including a checklist on your in your This Week folder. And the reason for that is that I think when you're going through the slides, sometimes it's not super clear what you actually need to submit versus what is just for practice. So I made this checklist. The things in red are graded items. I hesitated to do this because I don't want to imply that the things in red are the only assignments that you need to complete. I really need you working on the ones in black as well, and the information from the ones in black will come up in graded assignments later on, and really are coming up in graded assignments now too. For example, if you don't practice very much with your Quizlet for quarter one vocab, you're probably not going to have a whole lot of material that you can just take from your head and write down for your quick write. So a lot of this practice stuff is helpful for the graded stuff. So please don't discount things just because they're not in red. Going back to the This Week folder, let's open up the slides. And even though you don't necessarily work on a day-to-day basis because you are pretty much self-paced, I still break things down on a day-to-day basis because that will keep you more or less in line with what my in-person classes are doing, hybrid classes. I had a rather lengthy little introduction this week, so I will let you read through that at your own pace. But again, every day is broken down. So these are the things that you are expected to do on Monday. When there are items that you need to submit, there are always going to be links to them. So like here's a link to your discussion question. You have your password. And then with the password, if you ever need to hear it, remember you can always click here. Obviously, I don't expect you to know how to pronounce est-ce que je peux aller aux toilettes just out of your head. You're not quite at that point yet. With that est-ce que je peux aller aux toilettes, you're doing a Flipgrid. Again, it's linked here. So every day, I expect you to be going through these slides. Here are our new action words, les actions. Again, this is not for a grade. Watching this video is not for a grade. However, I expect you to know these terms. So watching the video is going to help you to really internalize those terms and be able to use them in your quick writes, in your choice board, and in a lot of other work moving forward that will be graded. So even the stuff that is just for practice is important. Okay. Here's Tuesday. You see we have a Quizlet. This is where you can go for the Quizlet link. This is where you go to look at Quizlet to practice, but then also clicking on this link in particular is going to bring you to a Quizlet group for your class in particular. So it will help me to see how much you're going on there and how well you're practicing, how much you're practicing with it. Here is the information for your final quick write for the quarter. And the rest of this is pretty self-explanatory. I just wanted to kind of show you and maybe show your parents if they haven't really seen this yet, what the slides look like, because this is the most important part of Schoology for you. It really breaks down everything that you need to know in a given week. So that's that. I did want to go back really quickly and look at some previous stuff. So really quickly too, remember, when you go into PowerSchool, this is PowerSchool, when you go into PowerSchool, when you have items that are assigned and you notice that they're in the gradebook already, if you have a 0 for them, you can always look next to the assignment name to see where you can find that assignment within the slides. So for example, if I missed listening quiz 7, and I apologize, this is not super easy to read because I just didn't have enough characters to make it easy to read. But if I missed listening quiz 7, if I notice that I have a 0 there, I'm going to see that it's in the folder for 10, 5 through 9, so that's October 5th through 9th. And then for you guys, for online, it's slides 16 and 17. That was different for my other classes, for my hybrid classes, which is why I had to make this distinction. So if you ever see, like up here, it's the same thing. Online, it happens to be slide 10, although the other classes, it's slide 9. So if you see OL, that means that that slide number, those slide numbers, are going to pertain to you specifically as online students. So if I'm missing listening quiz 7, I see that it is in this week, October 5th through 9th. I see that it's on slides 16 and 17. So I'm going to go to previous weeks. I'm going to open up October 5th through 9th. I'm going to open up those slides. I will proceed to slides 16 and 17. Now, the reason that they're on two different slides is because first you have the write and discuss. This particular listening quiz was about une personne spéciale, one of our special people, from one of our special person interviews. Those happen at our live meetings, and I understand that not all of you can be there. So I've given you the information here that you need in order to take the quiz about this personne spéciale, even if you were not at the live meeting. This is really the information you need. It's just written right here. But this is a video of me, as the name implies, writing and discussing, putting this together, showing you what questions I asked to arrive at these conclusions, etc. And so the next slide, where you see the quiz itself, that is going to have that writing in the background. So the bottom line is the quiz is not over how well you know this person I'm talking about. The quiz is about how well you understand what I'm saying and can put it together with what you see in the writing behind me. So remember, and you can have this screen up on half of your screen and this screen up on half so that you can see the writing a little bit better. I know it's kind of small here, but I really need you to know that you are expected to be looking at this summary when you are taking your listening quiz. So that was from listening quiz 7 toward the beginning of October, and several people are missing that. So I wanted to make sure I talked about that one specifically. When you go to take your quizzes, remember you're listening here for the questions themselves, but where are you going to put your answers? Well, that is going to be, again, I hope the vast majority of you know this already, but just in case, that's going to be your exit quiz form right here, okay? This is a generic Google form where you just open it up and there are 10 true or false questions and you answer them in the quiz form as I'm saying the questions out loud in that slide. So hopefully that is clear. Now, I do realize that's a lot of steps. So what I have done more recently, and actually if we look at another previous week, if we look at, I believe it's last week. Nope, not last week. Again, if I'm not sure where something is, remember I can go into PowerSchool. I'm looking for quiz 8. Okay, so it's in the week of October 12th through 16th. So if I go to my previous weeks, and the 12th through the 16th, there it is, but I did not put it in the slides. That's why it says in folder, not in slides. So it's in that folder for that week. So what I did here was I decided to put a Google form where you have both the write and discuss. So this is me talking through the story, through the little summary. The quiz, this is me asking the questions, and the place to answer the quiz all in one place. And I came up with this idea fairly recently, so that's why there's only one quiz that's like this so far. I plan to make future quizzes like this. But quiz 8 and quiz 7, the one that I showed you before, are missing in the gradebook for several of you. So please, please, please get those done. I do want to emphasize that these listening quizzes, they're 70% of your grade. So you will see a huge jump just from a little 10-question quiz, and hopefully an easy 10-question quiz because you have the answers essentially right behind me in the video. But if you ever have trouble with those, if you're ever not sure how to, maybe you're having trouble with understanding what I'm saying or whatever, please just let me know, because we can go through and I can kind of watch you take the quiz via Google Meets and see kind of what your thought process is, walk you through things, and maybe that will help, because I know that being online, we barely have any connection, that's in real time. So please, please, please let me know if I can help you with that. Okay, I think that is all I wanted to tell you, but if you have any questions, let me know. Also, remember, on the main page of Schoology, one of these buttons, Meetings Sign Up, you can sign up for a Google Meet with me one-on-one right here. So if you ever have questions, like the one I said earlier, like if you're not sure what you're supposed to be doing for the quizzes, please just sign up with me and make a time that we can talk one-on-one, and hopefully I can answer those questions. Okay, thank you for listening. Au revoir tout le monde.